and welcome back to Influence, a show all about the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. I'm your host, Lacey Gordon. Here with me today is Mr. Cory Gallo. Cory, introduce yourself, please.
I'm happy to, but first let me say I love the show. You do a great job as the host, so big fan.
Oh, man.
I'm recently been appointed the Assistant Dean of the College of Ag and Life Sciences and the Assistant Director of the Mississippi Agricultural and Forestry Experiment Station. So I've actually been on campus for about 15 years.
Yeah.
Here I live in Starkville.
That is wonderful. Well, we have a special show today because we get to talk about how we are celebrating 120 years of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. That's great.
It's huge, and the college is a central part of the university's mission. The university, of course, was founded as part of the Morrill Act in 1862. And the focus of that was really agricultural and mechanical education. And the agricultural component really became what we are as the College of Ag and Life Sciences today. It was around, let's see, 1878, of course, Mississippi State University was actually Mississippi A&M, which almost every land grant had an A&M behind it at one point.
Oh, yeah.
It became Mississippi State College and then Mississippi State University. And for context, really departments create schools, schools create colleges, colleges create universities. So the first, really the college was essentially a school when it was first created in 1903. And so at that time, we really didn't have a university because we only had one college.
Yeah.
So eventually, Mississippi State University became a university, we became a college. And so over the 120 years, I believe the first department was horticulture.
Wow.
Which was before the school was even created. And then eventually the 8 departments in one school within the college were created as we've grown in various ways over the last 120 years.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge celebration of 120 years, and thank you so much for touching on the history of where we came from and all that. I do think it's so funny that we used to be Mississippi A&M, you know. But we've come a long way in our 120 years. Do you mind telling us a little bit about where we are today?
No, and to follow up just quickly on the A&M part, that just how closely the college is to the mission of the university as a land grant university to really create agricultural opportunities. And today the college has become so much more than that because of the College of Ag and Life Sciences. And just an incredibly diverse college, and my own background is proof of that. I'm actually a landscape architect, which is one of the 9 different units within academic units. And today we actually have about 35 total majors. We have half of those are undergraduate, half graduate, and a total of about 2,500 students currently in the college. The vast majority of those, about 2,000, are undergrad, the rest are graduate students. And those graduate students are typically integral to our research that's related to our experiment station, and work closely with our faculty and our research farms that are right next to campus. And I know in your world, very important, we actually this past year gave out about $750,000 in scholarships to students.
Absolutely incredible.
Which we're very proud of, and all the work that you do and will to help support our students. And that support's so critical as students are trying to find a way to piece together their education. We also have about 227 faculty, again, very diverse within the college from very different backgrounds, who we work with every day. And just as a note, last year we awarded over 650 degrees from the college.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. I know on the scholarship dollar side of things, you know, a lot of times those scholarships can be the difference for these students.
Absolutely.
You know, can be the difference of them taking a community college route or coming straight here to Mississippi State. And on top of that, on the development side of things, one thing I'm always really impressed with is within the College of Ag and Life Sciences, our graduate students, the hands-on projects they get to do with our research arm and all that, and just awarding them in that process is really awesome.
Well, I can throw out that, you know, both for undergraduate and graduate research opportunities are incredibly important. We have an undergraduate research scholars program, which we actually help support 50 students each year
That's awesome.
to gain experience working in a lab, working in the field. And hopefully a lot of those choose to do graduate school and continue their work. Some decide that it's not the right thing for them and move on to something else. But those opportunities to grow students and allow them to grow in various ways is incredibly important.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things about the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences is just the diverse college that we have, you know, with all of our different departments. Do you mind touching a little bit on that? I feel like that gets overlooked, I guess, within us.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially from my background, a lot, and I've heard this from students when I first started. They didn't even realize they were in the College of Ag and Life Sciences,
yes.
which is terrible, but we're working on it. However, you know, we're a big tent as far as the types of programs we have. We have our traditional agriculture programs, plant and soil sciences, animal and dairy sciences, poultry sciences, and then we have agricultural programs that really support technology and so ag engineering, in ag and bioengineering, and then of course ag economics, which is so diverse in working with communities, especially rural communities all over the state, and obviously ag industries. And beyond those 5 programs, we have some programs with sort of a catch-all, like our B-Chip department, which encompasses both biochemistry, hard sciences. We have a ton of students that are pre-med and pre-professional that go through that school, through that department. Molecular biology, entomology, plant pathology. So departments sometimes get a little bit interesting in their makeup. Beyond that, we have design school, landscape architecture, and then in the School of Human Sciences, we have 3 very different groups within that: ag education, leadership, communication, fashion design and merchandising, and human development and family sciences. So within the College of Ag, I like to say we have an agricultural version of design, engineering, education, business, and all the things that someone might be interested in as they pursue their career, either around agriculture or the land, the environment, or working with small rural communities. So very diverse group of faculty and students.
That is one of my favorite things, though, because agriculture touches every aspect of our life. And so within our college, you know, we really encompass that. We feed, we clothe, we care, you know, so we just do so many different things within our department. It really is neat.
That's actually the tagline for the School of Human Sciences. They love that line, and we all do. Yeah,
it's been, it's great, though. You know, we have fashion designers, we have farmers, we have doctors. It really is great. It's a great place to be.
And you know, within our, especially our undergraduate programs, many of our students are pursuing professional programs, specifically veterinary science. We actually have the largest number of undergraduates is in pre-veterinary studies, and they're a very successful rate of application, which is a very difficult track in future, but we have some really fabulous students from across the country that are heading to hopefully be vets one day.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, I know we have had quite a lot of changes lately within our administration. Do you mind giving us some administrative updates on where we are at and all that?
Sure. Hopefully I have enough time to cover it all. But within the last year and a half, the college has seen a lot of change. And some of that change has just become because of time and transition. Dr. George Hopper retired about 2.5, 3 years ago as the Dean and Director of College in Memphis. And I think because of COVID and a few other things, some decisions were delayed with all of us just trying to keep up with what was going on. But Dr. Scott Willard was named the Dean of the College of Ag and Life Sciences and the Director of the Mississippi Agricultural and Forestry Experiment Station. I'm sorry, I spell it out sometimes
Yes, so many acronyms too.
And I think that was January of 22. And then shortly after that, he brought on board myself as interim position, and then Dr. Darrell Sparks as the Associate Dean. And on the experiment station side, both Dr. Jamie Larson and Dr. Angus Catshot have been, and we've really tried to work back and forth as much as possible across the station, as well as the college, to support undergraduates and graduates in various ways. What's nice about the group, we're very different in our backgrounds ourselves. Dr. Willard is an animal scientist. Dr. Sparks is a chemical engineer, biochemist.
Yeah.
He's the scientist in the group. I'm a landscape architect. We have an entomologist. We have another animal scientist. So a really diverse group of leaders to really help address the various aspects of what we do in the college. And so I like to say I'm the champion of the oddballs a little bit within the college, being from landscape architecture, but it helps me appreciate what everyone else does so much more. And I'm very happy to show up and meet people and just say, tell me about what you do, because it's fascinating hearing what some of the faculty and students do across the college, and so impressive as well. Beyond that, we have a new recruiter, we have a new director of advising. So it's just, it goes on and on. Within the departments, one of the biggest tasks Dr. Willard had was just putting our departmental leadership in place. Just over the past year or so, Dr. Christy Bratcher's come on as the head of animal dairy sciences, Dr. Sean Fox in ag economics, Dr. Ken Macklin in poultry sciences, and we'll have Professor Ann Spafford actually will be coming to take over in landscape architecture soon. So, and then we have a few more interims still, so it's an ongoing, but we're getting there. We're putting the right people on the bus, and hopefully we're getting close to a place where we're settled and we can continue to focus on making things better for our students and faculty.
Yes, well, that is wonderful, and we've been on board with Dr. Willard and everything he has going on, and it's just great. Before we close, do you mind telling us a little bit about some of our buildings across campus? I know we're getting a new home for the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences in Memphis, so tell us a little bit about that.
I am personally very excited because one of the projects that I help to manage, we're going to be opening up next summer Ballou Hall, which was built in the 1960s as the home of animal sciences.
Yes.
And it's being completely renovated. We're trying to keep a few little pieces of its history. If anybody's been in there, the rail will part of it will still be there. So if people know the history of that building,
beautiful green tile.
Some beautiful green tile. We're embracing the green tile, and we're accenting it, and we're working with it. And then also all of our alums and sports fans will be happy to know that Dorman Hall was going to be renovated and have a new image to the junction here. That's going to start next summer, but it'll take about 2 years to complete. So we're excited about both of those improvements that are underway. Yes,
and I know we have some development opportunities within those for people to help with renovations or naming opportunities, which is awesome. So
we're very excited about moving into those back into both of those, and also, as you said, some great opportunities for what those could be, those especially conference rooms and meeting rooms.
Lots of good student interaction in there and stuff.
We're very excited to be in the middle of campus.
Yes. Well, Cory, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate the update on everything, and glad we get to celebrate 120 years of the College of Ag. Thank you so much for watching Influence. We'll see you next time.